Hey guys, it's Dino Tales here. So today's video is going to be a little different. I've been enjoying my summer, and I know people have noticed that there hasn't been a new Dino Tales video out in a long time. So I thought, why not just make a different kind of video, a sort of explanation video. Well, not an explanation video, just a video about my life personally. So if you're a Godzilla fan, you probably already know this, but Monster Island Buddies made a video where he explains his earliest memories of Godzilla. So I thought I'd do something similar. I was inspired, and I thought I'd do something similar to that, and tell you guys my earliest memories of Godzilla and the kaiju genre as a whole. So, like every kid, when I was growing up, I had all the good TV channels. But there was something I always was always weirded out about. When I was a little kid, I was afraid of giant monster movies, and naturally that's kind of okay because, well, kids, disaster movies and giant monster movies to kids look horrifying. They look scary. But as I grew older, I began hearing Alright, so you know how sometimes in cartoons and stuff, the Godzilla roar would play? There have been examples like My Life as a Teenage Robot, Danny Phantom, and basically all these Godzilla parodies. So, it's like what MIB said that when you are a kid, when you were born into the world, these monsters just exist. You don't know where they came from. They just know that they're there. And it was kind of the same situation for me. Like, as I was growing up, as I was little, giant monsters were just a monster that existed in the world. I didn't care where they came from, who created them, or what the origin was. I just know that giant monsters were a thing. And as usual, before all kaiju fans called them kaiju, they were... Before I just collectively knew them as giant monsters. So as I began growing up, I remember one of my first experiences with Godzilla as a whole was the Godzilla 1999 series. Now you may be wondering, Dino Tales, how were you there? How did you watch that show? Did you watch it on Fox or something? No, I didn't watch it on Fox Kids because it wasn't on during Fox Kids. And in fact, I'm not old. I wasn't born in the 90s. I was able to watch it because the whole thing was on Netflix. Now, imagine me and my brother loved the show. Now it's kind of blasphemy for a Godzilla fan, but I did consider the 1998 Godzilla to be the Godzilla. I know, blasphemy, I know. But me and my brother, when we watched the show together, we didn't care. We just loved watching, quote-unquote, Godzilla fight against giant monsters per episode. So we were kind of disappointed so imagine our disappointment when Netflix took the show off, and when we looked for Godzilla, we just got the Hanna-Barbera cartoon, which remains today one of the worst Godzilla adaptations ever. I don't know. I mean, to be fair, I haven't watched it in some time, so I don't know if it's actually that bad. I don't want to say anything. I don't really like it when I don't want to say anything's definitively bad or objectively bad until I actually at least view it once or experience it once. So I don't want to say that the Hanna-Barbera cartoon is bad, but judging by people's reactions towards it, I'd say it's not good. Like, with the Hanna-Barbera cartoon, you would just have the most generic monsters you can think of. Like, at least with the Godzilla 1998. Well, maybe the monsters in 1998 would be considered generic, but at least they had cool designs and they weren't just giant animals or killer monsters or giant non-complex robots. I think. So let's see what else. So that's my first experience with Godzilla, and now you may be wondering, well, that kind of sucks. Well, there is an earlier memory I have. It's another monster. So, if you guys know, there's a monster out there called Monster. I forgot what his name is. Is it Monster X or Monster Sense, because I know Monster X is the name of that Godzilla Final Wars kaiju. So hold on, let me search. So I looked it up. It was called the X from Outer Space. So one of my earliest. So if you don't know, there's like this commercial of, I believe, I haven't checked it because I want to do this all in one take, but I believe it's that creature called. I believe its name was Monster X. I could be wrong, but there's a commercial featuring that monster chasing around the car, or I don't know, attacking the city. It's where there's all those little small ones, and then they combine and then they look at each other, and there's this big one. Yeah, I saw that commercial when it was airing on TV, and that was one of my earliest experiences with giant monsters. And I was so weirded out by that one. I believe I saw it when I was like 5 or 6. Man. Uh, so anyway, so you're probably wondering how I learned about the actual rest of Godzilla history. Alright, so this may be nostalgic to a couple of you, depending on who watches my videos, to the like 5 people who still do. But alright, so here's how I learned more about the Godzilla lore. There was this YouTuber called Godzilla Gamera 2012. I wouldn't recommend trying to find his channel because his channel has been deleted for a long time. I don't know why, don't know how, but he's gone. But I do remember the name, Godzilla Gamera 2012. And I saw one of his videos. I believe it was the top 10 or top 60, top something Godzilla monsters. And that's how I first got into the other monsters of the Godzilla lore. I learned about Varan, Manda, the Baragon, the obscure ones, Mogira, and imagine my shock when I find out that all those monsters didn't originate from just Godzilla movies. And I looked, so in the video he would have the monster name and the name of the movie that they first appeared in. I would look up the movies, and I found a whole world of monster films like Baragon versus Frankenstein, Atragon, Varan the Unbelievable, the Mothra movie, the Mysherians. What else? Oh, well, one of the biggest influencers on my obsession with kaiju stuff was Godzilla Neo. If you don't know what that is, it's where this guy named, I believe, Matt Frank or something. He draws amazing Godzilla pictures. He draws modernized versions of Godzilla monsters, and he creates stories based around them. And that is one of the biggest benefactors of the Godzilla history. Well, one of the biggest benefactors in my history with Godzilla. Another big one was this video called Every Godzilla Film 1954 to 2014. Now, yes, yes, it is outdated. It is one of the first Godzilla evolution videos I ever saw, and I saw all the films Godzilla has ever appeared in, except Godzilla vs. Megalon. For some reason, that one was left absent from the list. I guess he didn't like the movie. I don't know. What's something else? Oh, and I always was a big fan of the Earth Defenders. Now, if you don't know, the Earth Defenders I don't know if it was a concept from Godzilla Neo. I still haven't reread all of them yet. But the Earth Defenders is basically where all of Earth's kaiju defend against the bad monsters. I remember. So, I remember there was this video. I think maybe it's still up. I gotta check. It's where Godzilla and the Earth Defenders have to go fight against King Ghidorah, Gigan, Megalon, all the bad monsters, and then they combine into an ultimate form or something. It's a weird memory, but I believe it's still on YouTube. I still gotta check. And let's see. Now here's my first experience. I have had other first experience with monsters. Now, if you don't know, my first experience with Ultraman kaiju was Godzilla versus the Ultra Monsters. Now, this one might be very nostalgic to some people. So, if you don't know, Godzilla versus the Ultra Monsters was a thing that basically some dude named, I believe, PTA 917. He made this series called Godzilla versus the Ultra Monsters. And so And it basically what it was he took clips from Godzilla films and he stuffed them with Ultraman clips, and it would make it look like they were fighting each other. So when I first saw them, I had no idea what I was witnessing because I had never, not because I had never, I never knew I didn't know what an Ultra monster was. So I'm seeing all these weird new monsters and kaiju for the first time, and I have no idea what they actually are. So, and I'm all confused, and then I actually look them up, and it turns out they're from this series called Ultraman, and and I thought it was pretty cool, so I checked out some of the monsters, and some of the monsters were pretty cool. Now, PTA 917 did also made Godzilla versus the Invasion, I believe. He was one of my favorite channels, as he would make these. It was basically a monster fight dream. Sadly, I think his channel got terminated due to copyright because I haven't been able to find it. And so yeah, that's the end of him. He was a very influential person on my. He helped to influence the concept of wanting to see monsters fight each other and cross over with each other and stuff like that. And yeah, I think that's it. I think that's those are the earliest memories of That's the origin story of how I got into fall in love with Godzilla and kaiju and stuff. And it's been a pretty awesome journey. I've been a kaiju fan for about 7 years now, and it's been a wild ride. And yeah, so I guess that's really much. It's pretty much it. Sorry if I'm talking too much. Yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Uh, so thank you for watching this video. Sorry, it's a little different. I'm still I'm still making Dino Tales episode 4 or 5. I don't know which one I'm on. I still gotta check. But hopefully the video will be out maybe this weekend. I don't know. I'm still working on it. And thank you for listening. If you did. And sorry I haven't been posting that much. I've been trying. Anywho, bye.